Hey everybody, I'm Clinton,
And I'm Debbie.
and welcome back to another episode of Through the Cowl. So it's been, I'd say, a much brighter week this week, which has been good.
Yeah,
So it's
beautiful.
it's been easier to get out of bed.
Yeah. I still have blackout blinds, right? I
Yeah,
used to not even have curtains in my room. I was that weirdo.
yeah, yeah.
And now I have and I've had it for many years, like a lumina light. So
Okay,
for 7 and it gently brightens up the room and then is
amazing.
bright at 7. So you wake up so naturally. It's so nice. So
Oh,
yeah, I
I
just
should
have the
I should
blackout.
get one of those, but my daughter wakes me up multiple times throughout the night, very unnaturally. So
I'm already awake.
yeah. All right. While we're full of energy, let's jump in to top three. And top three this week is an absolute killer. Right. You
You'll be
have people who choose
scared.
who seem to go straight for the throat. I thought I'd have a few more weeks or so to get, marinated into the top three before I saw this name come up.
Nope, she was not playing.
So, who gave you the name and who is it?
So, she has the same name as me.
Okay.
She's known as Deb, to friends and family. She is my sister's bestest friend.
Okay.
And my sister is like the godmother to her children, who are also amazing. I can't believe I've genuinely known them for like 25 years or something. I still
Yeah.
remember the two little girls were like 1 and 3, and now they're like 28 and 30 or something.
Oh
And
my
it's
God.
just,
They're real adults.
yeah, they are with their own children. Yeah, Debs is great. She watches loads of the same stuff as me.
Okay.
And she was torn. She did think about it long and hard, and then came up with Denzel Washington.
Say that again. Who?
I knew you'd be so bothered. I was like, he's gonna die. He's
Okay. Who did
gonna
we get?
die. Denzel. But
Denzel Washington. I cannot believe people are putting us through this torment. All right. His body of work is just incredible. It's like me trying to pick top three was insane. I thought even that maybe break the rules and maybe do a top five or top six.
it was as well. Seeing as we
But
both written 11 or 12 down.
yeah. So, yep, I've actually got 12. And as I read them out, there's a chance the top three or top might change. So we're going to
Oh,
try and stick to top three, but we'll do some honorable mentions as we go along.
yeah. My top one is not changing. I love my
Okay.
top one.
Yeah, my top one's not changing. My top two, my second one's not changing.
Is anyone cooler though? Like really, when you
No.
think how well he portrays characters,
Yeah.
is there
He
anyone cooler?
no, he's a legend. And he does like, you know, every role is perfectly tailor-made for him. I follow so many guys on like sort of social media who are impressionists. I love impressionists if people can take people's voices.
Oh,
And when people do his voice, it's just like it's so mad. It's just such a talent to even like get his mannerisms and his pictures like perfect.
yeah.
So because this one's torment, I'm gonna let you go first. So do you want to do your number three?
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. So we have got, oops, sorry. My number 3
Yeah,
is Man on Fire.
we've done it again. But amazing.
What number yours is it?
Number one.
Oh God, quick, bypass.
No, no, we can talk about it. That's fine.
You did
So
say it could swap.
no,
Make
no.
it your number 3, and then the other two will be a surprise.
No, that's fine. Man on Fire is my number one, but it's your number three. But yeah, go ahead. It's just what a film.
What a film. Oh,
What a soundtrack.
yes. And honestly, don't they make movies sometimes? The soundtracks, like it
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a massive impact.
Yeah, because that film obviously had a huge sort of was set in Mexico, so it had a huge Latino sort of influence. And hearing the tones and of the Latin music with the with that dramatic story just worked perfectly well.
Yes.
And obviously
Yeah.
young, is it Dakota Fanning?
Yeah, little baby one.
Yeah, little baby one. She was excellent. Even I think she was only what 7 or 8 when they did that film.
Yeah, really dinky.
Yeah, and just what a film. Like start to finish. He's like a washed up agent. Just trying to get by, drink his booze, read his Bible. Well, before he read it, not reading
Bothering
it,
anyone, is
straight
he?
away. And they just reawaken the animal in him.
Yep.
And there's something about obviously Denzel's got a lot of films like that where he's retired or he's washed up and he's got to like dust off the old him, but he does it so well.
So well and so believable.
Yeah,
Like he does have a transition, like you see a bit of a transition
yeah,
in the movie. So you're not like he doesn't just wake up and go, oh, yes, I'll do that again.
yeah,
Something happens, it triggers it, and then he kind of has to get back into the groove.
yeah.
Love it.
No, yeah, Man on Fire is just that's
Oh,
one
and
of my
the
favorite films.
ending.
So the
Oh,
way I sort of pick my top three, especially with this, is what films can I watch over and over again? Like even if I had to watch it once a month or something like that,
yeah.
these are the ones I would watch.
And still get the same feeling.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of do it. What
Again,
am I
like even the ending, of Creasy Bear, at the end, where he sacrifices himself. Um,
and you cry because
yeah,
of course.
it's just what a film. Christopher Walken in it as well. It was just a well-made movie. It is top tier. So yes, it might be your number three. I can only imagine how good the rest of your list is going to be if that's number three, and that was my number one. All right, so my number three barely made it in as number three, but because the whole rest of the list is just insane. But my number three is a film called Safe House, and
Oh, okay, yeah.
with him and Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
And there's actually the film is similar to like another film called Assault on Precinct 13.
A good
That,
film.
that was with Lawrence Fishburne and what's his name? The actor who was actually in Training Day as well. I
Ethan Hawke.
can't remember his name right now.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, yeah. And actually, Ryan Reynolds has another film
That's
where
a
he's kind
good
of like
movie.
plays a
That was,
similar
yeah,
character. Was in The Hitman's Bodyguard.
love that film.
Yeah, but yeah, Safe House. It was sort of like the first of that type. I'm pretty sure that came out before Assault on Precinct 13. But the premise and obviously the smoothness of Denzel's character in that film was just top tier.
Would you not feel safe with
Yeah,
I'm like, it's fine. He's like a god. He's going to protect me. It's all okay.
and it's the first time where Ryan Reynolds has that sort of wit, but it's kind of like in this one he sort of toned it down, and this is the first time you actually see him like boxing with the giants, so to
Yeah.
speak. Like he's working with Denzel,
Yeah.
and it like almost kept him tamed to make the story work perfectly without so many jokes and stuff like that.
And is that the one where he ends up in the flat with an ex-missus and he's got to like patch him up? He's got to patch Ryan up, or is that another film with Ryan? Like, his
Uh,
is like she doesn't know what's going on.
yes, because he gets
Yeah.
shot. He gets
Yes.
shot in it. Yeah,
Yeah. And he does like some, in the field,
yeah, yeah.
like, and then they're coming still. So yeah.
Your job is to keep me safe, and is like,
Mhm.
how that safe house was supposed to be like secure. Who would know where it was and who would attack us? You know, it was like it was
Yeah.
intense. So yeah, I really like Safe House. So that barely got in there for me, but it's one that I could watch a lot. So
Yeah.
that's my number three.
Okay. So my number two, and you did briefly mention it a minute ago.
Okay.
Training Day. Oh, oh my God.
You trying to do that to me? You trying to do that to me?
I will do whatever you want, Denzel. Again, too fucking cool for school, right?
Yeah,
Too cool. And he knows Ethan, all right?
yeah.
He knows what he's doing. Love that film.
Oh, Training Day
Pretty.
is a cult classic. Just one of those films that everyone loves. You can't.
Yeah.
It is like just the king of cool that was.
That's why I
That,
keep thinking, like, he's so fucking.
yeah, and that's one of the times where he was the sort of antagonist in the movie, which is very rare.
Yeah. Yeah. But
But it
again,
was
did it
like
so well.
he was the antagonist that was like the best thing about the movie.
Yeah. Hands down.
He was so bad, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
Bit like our signing out film, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. We've chanced Denzel.
Yeah. No, Training Day was top tier. You know, remember, I think that's one of the first times I ever saw Terry Crews
Yeah.
because
Oh,
he has a cameo in it. So
Tezza.
yeah, what a film. What a film.
Yeah.
So that's crazy that, like I said, again, Training Day didn't actually make it into my
Make it into yours.
top three, but it's like floating just outside in the runners up boxes. All right. So my number, that was your number two,
Two.
right?
Number
Yeah.
two.
So my number two is The Bone Collector.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That film for me was the epitome of like a thriller.
Taut.
Yeah. Super packed cast. You had obviously DW, Denzel Washington, you had Angelina, you had Queen Latifah, and I think it's one of the first times I think I can remember back with Michael Rooker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's been ages since I've seen that.
Yeah. And like, what a story. So many twists and turns, how clever he is, you know, and the fact that he's like disabled in it, is a quadriplegic, and obviously he's like he has to lie down, he's got the thing in his throat, it's just like being kept alive, you know, but his brain is he's still playing a character, his brain is super sharp,
Yeah.
trying to solve the case. And again, a film that I could just watch over and over again. And like the ending was so intense.
Uh, I love it when they keep you guessing,
Yeah.
you know, as long as I like the surprise.
Yeah.
I do like being like, oh my God, no way. You know,
Yeah.
I do love being held captive.
Yeah, no, yeah, for me, The Bone Collector. I don't know if anyone. It's quite an older film. I don't know how many people. I'm thinking people like our age and would have seen it, but if
Yeah.
anyone who hasn't seen it,
90s or 2000s?
oh, definitely 90s. I'm guessing
Yeah.
like late 90s, maybe 97, 19, maybe it's not between maybe 99, maybe
Mm,
because Angelina's proper young in it.
yeah. Young and fresh.
Yeah, so definitely, if you haven't seen The Bone Collector and you love thrillers, go watch The Bone Collector.
And you love Denzel.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're number two.
My number
Oh,
one.
number one. Sorry, yeah.
Mm, my number one had to be, and it's very recent,
Yeah,
but I don't care because I flipping love it. It's the trilogy
of course.
of The Equalizer.
Yeah.
It had to be. I'm sorry. I've watched all three of them like 15 times each.
They're amazing. You know what I mean? Just like the first one was just like insane to see Denzel. That's obviously he's been in other films, but that's the first time you saw him like almost like John Wick style, just slick,
Exactly.
hand
Old,
to hand,
old John Wick.
hand to hand combat. You know,
Yeah,
setting his watch, like he already
love
playing
it.
out in his head.
10.
Yeah.
Something else. something else. It was a little bit Sherlock Holmesy, the first
Sherlock
one.
Holmes style, yeah. You know, the whole
Yeah,
where they played out. If I do this, they're gonna do that. If I do this, okay, so this scenario, and then boom,
dosh,
like
dosh, 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 dosh.
yeah.
You're all out.
And that first one, like the end near the end, with the nail gun was just nutsos.
I just love how he's so unassuming in it.
Yeah,
Like he knows that he could get anyone and protect anyone because that's what he is, right? He's a protector, and every
yeah,
one of them, he's protecting somebody, and I love that. He's all for the little guy,
yeah.
all
The
for the
second
out.
one was fantastic, you know, when he goes into that block of flats and just
Oh,
tells them like, hey, that's not happening around here.
I
And I
just,
love how at the end of each one, he always leaves someone in a better position.
yeah, and they're so grateful
Yeah.
because they don't have anyone.
And then the third one, you know, was a bit sad. Obviously, you could tell that that's it now. You know, he's
I like
winding
that
down.
they did that.
He's found a place that he can call home.
He's going to stay there. It's going to be lovely.
Yeah, but he just had to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, it was so cute though. I loved that the old guy like knew,
Yeah,
you but again, I really liked the fact, he got the whatever kicked out of him or
yeah,
gunshots, and he was practicing walking up the stairs to get his fitness back,
yeah.
and he wasn't like running up them straight away like
No,
Rocky and it being all stupid. No, he's an older
but he's an
guy.
older guy. You know, I think Denzel is in real life. I think he's actually 70 now.
And I know that older people are still fit and they can
Yeah,
still train, blah, blah, blah. But,
but
come
it worked with the movie. It was in
on, did.
keeping with what needed to be displayed of like, you know, this is his retirement. This is hopefully the last ride of having to put
Like
himself
that
on the line like that.
calmness, didn't he? And then she shows up again. So she's actually in my in my top three as well, isn't she?
Dakota Fanning again, but it
Yeah.
obviously when I saw her, you know, it's like, wow, what a time lapse of
It was lovely though. They said how nice it was, didn't
yeah,
they? Yeah. And she obviously she's dubious at first, but then
yeah,
she knows that he's the good guy. And oh, I loved it when he got the guy in the restaurant. Oh, that
yeah.
was so he knows all those little tricks as
Yeah, it's
well
like
as being
so
great with a
I'm
gun
really
and
pressing
stuff.
on your nerve. And if you yeah, I do
London.
love, but yeah, honorable mentions for me, like seriously, from Book of Eli
Oh, yes.
to
Yeah, let's
Malcolm
do it.
X,
Oh my God, I didn't put Malcolm X in there.
remember American Gangster, which was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the films I'm reading, those three alone, like the fact that they don't even make it close to the top three is insane.
Yeah.
Because in some people's top 20 films, those will probably be in there.
Right. I had so mine, and they weren't in any order,
Yeah.
but I had Fences because I actually
Oh
didn't
yeah.
like him in that. I
Yeah.
didn't like his character. His character was a bit of a knob,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How he treated her, but fantastic acting. So,
Yeah.
and then there was him and the son. Great, great. Different, and not for everybody, but
Yeah.
Two Guns.
Two Guns. That was again on my list, but it was like again one of those that was joint with another one.
Yeah, yeah. Flight, I enjoyed.
Flight was an amazing
Him.
film.
Antoine Fisher, I watched. Did you watch
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a cool one. Did you put down maybe what was it? I had Remember the Titans.
I got Titans, yeah.
Remember the Titans, incredible
Must be a
movie.
sports movie.
Yeah, Remember the Titans was right next to Training Day for me.
Oh,
So I
wow.
had
Okay,
so
okay.
I had those like joint fifth.
Yeah, mine was the Pelham 123 I had.
Great film.
Yeah.
And I think Deja Vu, but Deja Vu was a bit further down the list, but I did enjoy Deja Vu.
I don't know if I've done it.
Deja Vu is the one where he gets put in that machine and he goes to stop a murder that happened previously.
Oh.
So they have these machines where they can look at something that's happened, I think happened in the past, and then they can go back and change the events.
Oh, who decides what to change?
I know. Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's a good film. Like if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it.
I have, yeah. Let me chuck it down here.
Deja Vu.
And then the other two, I got two left on my list.
Yeah.
Was Book of Eli.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I had that in there.
Beautiful, what's her face as well, Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
And then Old School
Yeah.
with Julia Roberts.
Oh,
Brief.
oh God. What was it?
Pelican Brief.
Pelican Brief. Yeah. So my one that I didn't put in, which was there, was Crimson Tide.
Oh my God, I didn't even see it.
Crimson Tide is a movie.
That has to be mentioned. Yeah.
Him, Gene Hackman.
How did I not even have that?
Yeah. Like that one was just like number 6. It was just there. It needed to creep into the top 3, but just
Yeah, I'm annoyed at myself that I didn't have that one.
Crimson Tide is an absolute movie.
I wonder if he's got the highest overall like rating. All movies that he's the star of, or
Yeah.
the leading actor in. Because a lot of the ones on that list were like 7+, and hardly any of them are 8+ or 9+.
Yeah.
In general, yeah. I wonder.
I think he'd be right up there. If anyone had to say like who's got a body of work which has the least amount of lemons in it, he'd be like,
yeah,
he'd be up there because he ain't. I can't think of many lemons that he's got.
No, he's never sold out, has he? Because he doesn't need to, because he's so cool.
Yeah. He could probably take the worst script and just turn it into like an Oscar-worthy movie.
Yeah. I just believe everything that he's playing.
Yeah.
Like, and yet it's him, but for somebody to be able to do that is exactly why they're at the top,
Yeah, I think because he manages to be everyone's sort of like that one uncle in the family that can either be a complete badass or like a bit of a degenerate, but still has a heart of gold somewhere.
Yeah.
And he just knows how to bring the audience on that journey.
Blooming brilliant. And we survived.
Yeah.
Well,
we broke the rules big time,
we did.
but we still managed to get a top 3. So just to recap, my top 3, number 3 was Safe House, number 2, Bone Collector, and number 1 was Man on Fire, which was your number 3. Your number 2 was
Training Day.
Yep. And number 1 was
Equalizer trilogy.
Yeah, the trilogy. I'm just thinking back to like number 2 as well, with the sniper in the tower and how he just got closer and closer.
Yeah, Pedro's in that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and when he goes into the bakery.
Yeah.
And he's just so good at having all those little things to get people like that we wouldn't think about to do.
Yeah.
Bloody love it. Yeah. And again, he's protecting the boy, and he gets him out of trouble even though he doesn't have to. And even though all of us were literally just saying, "What's this?"
Yeah.
Longer. What are you doing?
So hands down, Denzel is number 1. Like he's just one of the best actors of all time.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Especially for like I'll say our era, because obviously prior to us, our era, they'd probably have obviously Harrison Ford would probably be in there for people. You'd have like Donald Sutherland. You'd have Clint Eastwood, Sidney Poitier, all those sort of guys. But like, yeah, but for like our era, like Denzel is just the man.
Yeah.
All right. So, how you been? What you been watching?
So I've been very well, thank you. I've certainly enjoyed the lovelier days. My beautiful blossom tree has come out in the garden, which is like my favouriteest time.
Fantastic. You don't have hay fever, do you?
I do, but not usually until May, June. So yeah. Mine's all like grass pollen. So
okay.
Yeah. When people say they love the smell of cut grass, and I'm like, ugh.
No, yeah, not at all. Because my hay fever starts in February and goes away in November.
Yeah, I know yours is bad. Um, I have only watched two things this week.
Okay.
I finished off watching A Night of,
Okay.
which was from like 2013, and I didn't realize it was so old because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were advertising it. And it was a good, and I don't know if it was true life or not,
Yeah.
court crime thriller.
Let me just look it up. A night of. Is it a night of?
A
Or the
Night
night of?
of, yeah. And the guy won an award for it. Um, and it was so kind of like wrong place, wrong time. So he gets accused. If
Oh, yes, I know the one.
you've seen it,
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah. So he gets accused of a crime that he very well could have committed. Like
Yeah.
technically, we don't know. And it shows his transition of what you kind of have to do to survive in prison.
Yeah.
Um,
Because it's Riz Ahmed and John Turturro,
yes,
and he like plays like obviously it goes shows his trans oh yeah shows his transition from going from like
this sweet,
sort of sweet innocent
harmless,
guy to like a prison badass.
shaved head, tats,
Yeah,
like taking people out.
yeah,
He had to survive.
yeah.
Um,
There was some pretty intense scenes in that
yeah,
in
definitely.
that show. Yeah,
And he liked the crappy lawyer
yeah,
that defended anybody, and then the rich lawyer messed things up, and then her second person messed it up again.
yeah,
And the crappy lawyer was the one that actually ended up convincing the jury that it was beyond reasonable doubt.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and it was lovely. Yeah. I
No,
mean,
that is a good. Was it a series?
it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
series on
About eight
BBC.
episodes or something,
Was it
yeah.
BBC? Yeah,
And it was quite long. So episode 1 and episode 8 were an hour and a half each, and
yeah,
then ones in between were about 45 minutes.
yeah.
So yeah.
No, that was a good series. That was.
Mm. And then I mentioned it last week with how excited I was that it was I suddenly saw it again. And so I've been watching Banshee
Okay. Yep.
every night after work. So the guy that plays Homelander is the main male character in it, and he's
Yeah.
brilliant. And the ladies are brilliant. It's sexy. It's so fighty. The fighting is insane. And there's kind of like 3 or 4 different factions, like stories kind of happening where it's all intertwined in this lovely little town called Banshee.
Yeah.
And he's got out of prison, and then this fight takes off. The one night that he's out, the new sheriff of the town was there,
Okay.
ends up dying, and he takes the sheriff's badge and pretends to be gets away with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, then there's constant like, you don't even know what you're doing, or you're not allowed to do that to people as a sheriff. But he is phenomenal. He's brilliant.
How many seasons of Banshee is there? It was around for a long time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. They're quite long seasons, which I always like. I think there's 3. There might be 4.
Okay.
I think so. I'll have a quick check. But I flipping love it. So yeah, I've been enjoying that.
So,
So,
where was I? Yeah, you just let me know about Banshee. What have I seen?
4 seasons.
Okay.
Woohoo, yay!
I'll start off with Damsel. I watched Damsel.
Oh, yes.
For some reason, I don't know why I thought it was a series,
Millie
but it
Bobby
turned
Brown.
out to be just a one-off movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Millie Bobby and Ray Winston. And
Any good?
it's entertaining. It's entertaining, definitely. It's like for part of it, you felt a bit like Game of Thronesy, which I thought like that's why I thought it was going to be more of a series
Yeah.
because it is entertaining. You know, you have quite a the story. Obviously, there's a family that has a dark secret, and they keep sort of like hurting a lot of people by doing something to them.
Oh,
And
okay.
obviously, Millie Bobby character is a badass who sort of overcomes what's been happening to previous princesses, so to speak. And I just feel like it could have been longer. I wish it was a series because
Mm.
the ending sort of felt a bit rushed.
Okay. Do you
Like
think
the
there's room for a series?
well, I think it could have been I think it could have been at least a couple episodes.
Okay.
Maybe split over 4 episodes would have been great. Instead of like you get the meat and potatoes of the middle, and then all of a sudden the ending is like, oh, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's only two movies I've ever felt like that before, and one was a Pirates of the Caribbean movie where I
Okay.
genuinely thought the big fight was going to happen. It
Yeah.
just stopped.
Which
There
one?
was a whole other movie coming, and I'm just like, what? I
Oh,
was,
you must be thinking about number two then, before it rolled into number three.
yeah, I think so. I was literally like, what?
Yeah, where sort of I think where they sort of get the heart of Davy Jones and they give it to the East India Trading Company.
Yeah, and I
And it
honestly, I was,
no,
yeah.
I do love it. But yeah, so yeah, it was a good, it's entertaining. I think if you watch it, you'll sort of see what I mean. Like you know, there's this huge, nice bit in the beginning, the middle part starts to heat up well, and you just think, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden it's like, that's it, done. Bada bing, bada boom,
Oh,
done.
okay, yeah. You wanted a little bit more kind of closure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Other than that, let's see. Kong and Godzilla.
Stroked on my own spit then. Did you like it?
It was great.
Yay! I really enjoyed it.
I saw what you meant by it has that element of the past, especially that when I looked at the way how Godzilla moved, it reminded me of some of the originals.
Yeah.
Like he just sort of like the way he ran, the way he just sort of like yeah, the
He's a
way he
bit
moved
chunky,
his
wasn't he?
tail, moved his arms, you know.
But when he took that nuclear power, I
Oh
was
my
like,
God. Like when he
oh,
opens his eyes and they're like pink and it's like you can tell he's charged up.
he is ready. And it was so cute with the little girl, and she
Yeah.
was able to bring Mothra out, and I love Mothra.
Yeah, yeah. No,
She's
I
a
just
badass for
it
so
was really well done. And then the like, you know, Kong for me was he's just a badass where he's just like throwing the axe around and tripping up little baby Kong. And
oh, so cute though.
they just seem like little they seem like humans. So the way they were just acting
Yeah.
and Kong's just like this badass like, you know, John Wick.
I love Kong. I love him, and I'm so glad they worked together. But wasn't the beautiful, so the horrible orangutan,
Yeah, yeah.
um, who held the beautiful white dragon
Yeah.
with this freeze thing, he was hurting her.
Yeah.
How lovely was it at the end?
I know. When they're like
She's like,
Kong's just like stroking her neck and stuff like that. But
loved it.
then it's one of those things like imagine if Hollow Earth was real.
Right? I really liked that that was a thing.
Because like the thing is I have a really like crazy imagination as it is. And I don't know if it's because there's a chance I might have like some autism. Like my partner said it to me quite a bit sometimes. I don't know if she's but it's just like and I am tempted to get tested because even like sometimes I see that program like Love on the Spectrum or stuff like that. And then you always see like they're always into like the same sort of things.
You're like, these are my peeps.
Yeah. You know, they're always at Comic Con. They're always like, you know, they're always well into like certain subjects. You know, and I'm like, hang on a minute. But then
You
is it like, you know,
blind test for
is it
free to give you a
is
quick indication.
yeah, is it a thing where you because like we love pop culture and like love stuff from like the 80s and stuff like that. And it's like, is it a thing where you just can't let go of like your childhood or just it's just something you enjoy? It's like why should you I don't think some people just let go of their childhood or let go of things that they enjoyed. And it's like, why do that?
Yeah, there's something to do. I think certainly, I think from ADHD, I'm not sure from an autism perspective, but people that rewatch the same things over and over again do it from a comfort because
Yeah.
it's comforting. Like you know what's going to happen. So yeah, that often comes up
So
on
obviously,
the
like I could watch Friends every day
yeah.
of the week, and I'll still laugh like it's the first time I've ever seen it.
I know.
But then like my imagination, I said like sometimes obviously I leave in the morning like 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's like pitch black outside, and I'll be driving along the motorway and I'll be looking to the left and right, and it's like I always picture like a transformer or Autobot or Decepticon like standing up in
Yes.
the trees or something.
How cool would it be though?
You know, especially when I see like big pylons and stuff like that, or huge trucks with the lights, and I'm just like, imagine if these things were real. Or have you ever
God,
seen
Transformers would be
Agent?
amazing.
Have you ever seen Agent Pikachu?
Yes, again with Ryan Reynolds again, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a scene in there with one of the Pokemon. I think its name is Torterra, and it's one that
Okay.
there was one that had like a garden on its back. Now in that film, they made them massive. And there's a point when they think there's an earthquake, but it's just them like moving
Getting up.
around. And sometimes I look to the left and right of me when I'm riding on the motorway, and I'm just like, imagine if one of those things just stood up.
You're like, move, move.
I don't know if I'm like move. I'm more like I will crap my pants.
Oh, I think it would be cool. Definitely the Transformers. I'm like all for that.
Yeah.
I need Bumblebee to come and find me.
And then like you look at like, oh, that'd be great because if like my motorbike was like a transformer, it'd be fantastic. But like and I was watching Aussie Kong and Godzilla, and you're like, if Hollow Earth was real, and like the way how they sort of just trash stuff when they're having a battle.
Yeah, I know because a lot of them hate Godzilla because he has no concept of ruining their buildings. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
trying to get the baddie.
yeah.
And technically, he does. He is saving them, but he doesn't do it carefully.
No, it's so big. They're all so big. They just don't like before there was like civilization. This was their like flat
Yeah, it was
earth
their playground.
to do
Didn't
what they
you love
wanted.
it when he curled up in the Colosseum? It was so cute, like his little bed.
Yeah. Yeah, so just stuff like that. I just think imagine just huge, huge things like obviously I'm totally scared of like the ocean. Like you just don't even know what's down there. I
No.
remember a few months ago I went down this rabbit hole and I might send you some of the videos. And it's like all the videos are of the North Sea and it shows these massive ships getting thrown about by these huge waves. And it's like each one has the song going,
Don't mess with
here,
it.
ho, oh,
It's a horrible thing they put over the top, isn't it? The
yeah, yeah.
music. Yeah.
So they've all got that theme song to it, and it's just like these ships with containers, and these ships are massive, and the water is just like turning them upside down, and spinning them around and stuff, and you're like,
No.
there is no way.
Nothing to stop it, is there?
Yeah.
It's that expanse. It's
And
all
then
built up like,
I was watching programs about deep sea, but when they say deep sea, they can only go down so far.
yeah. Mhm.
So you don't even know
Yeah,
what's
how
far.
much of it is still uncharted?
Yeah, where
Because
light does.
in pressure.
Yeah, where light doesn't even go even near it, and then you see all those like albino creatures that have no eyes because they
Never
just
seen the light.
yeah,
That's why, like, oh, do you want to go on the Channel Tunnel? I'm like, no, thank you.
yeah.
Would
So
I
like
like to
my
go in a hole that has a gazillion tons of pressure on it? No, thanks.
yeah. So like
Even though I
my
know
crazy
people use it
imagination
safely
just
every day.
always runs wild. Like most days, like I said, I go past these pylons, I go through everything. I'm just like, imagine if something just stood up. I'm just, or if chimeras and stuff like that were real, just like those monsters were just laying around dormant.
Well, they are, and again, different, but they're saying, aren't they, when the polar ice caps melt to a certain level, there are thousands of germs
Yeah,
and
just
microbes and
frozen.
viruses that are trapped in there that are going to come out.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
who
well,
knows how we might mutate?
well, that won't be for another 7 to 8
I
lifetimes.
know we'll
So
probably be dead by then, but
yeah,
probably.
yeah. The only other thing I watched was obviously you know how much I love UFC and I love boxing. This weekend, I've been watching sort of MMA since I was about 19, back when you could only maybe see it on like sort of YouTube or like pirate like or was it I think it was like rotten.com or something. And twice this year I've seen like knockouts or fights that have made me jump out of my chair and just be like, I can't believe what I've seen. One was like a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, was that Francis Ngannou Anthony Joshua fight.
Mm.
This weekend, in all my years of watching MMA and boxing, I have never felt or seen a knockout like this in my life. It's probably the best knockout I've ever seen. It was a 25-minute fight,
Okay.
24 minutes and 50 seconds have gone by. This guy called Max Holloway is fighting this guy called Justin Gaethje, who's an absolute savage.
Mm-mm.
Says, let's get right in the middle of the ring and just throw hands at each other for the last 10 seconds. Clock is ticking down. It goes 3, 2, Max knocks out Justin Gaethje, face planted on the floor. Clock stops at 1. Fight's over. It was a movie. It was an absolute movie. It's you.
The
It,
climactic scene of
like I never felt the air leave my body before like that. It was 1 second left.
did everyone go nuts?
Everyone went crazy. After the initial shock, and I think everyone around the world who watched the fights, the air left their body as well. And then everyone's always like, oh, I'm surprised they didn't cause an earthquake.
No way.
I'm surprised that everyone's saying, oh my God, at the same time, it didn't cause an earthquake around the world. It was nuts.
Maybe it caused the storm in Dubai.
Potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. There was some other great fights. There was two ladies, sorry,
Done.
Weili Zhang and a lady called Yao Zonan. I often joke and say I can imagine my youngest daughter being a UFC fighter because she's so tough. And I've seen some fights like ladies fights which are just absolutely crazy. Like one lady called Joanna one time, she was in a fight and she ended up getting like a hematoma on her forehead where
Oh.
her head like swelled up so big. It was nuts. But this fight this weekend, there was a point at the last round in the first round where this Weili Zhang got this Zonan in a chokehold, and the
Like a
time was
backwards one.
yeah, yeah,
The feet or her legs around her.
yeah. She was out cold, and the buzzer went for the end of the round, and she was still like she was out of it.
Oh, that's bad.
And that's when I thought to myself, I couldn't watch my daughter do that. No way.
No, there's loads of other
No,
nice things she could be doing.
no way.
She
So
can do like taekwondo or something and
yeah,
get her martial arts
you know,
safely.
I just thought it was insane. Like when you see like women fighting like that, it's like it's great to see, but you just realize that some women are just savages,
Hmm.
like savage. And these two, I think
Yeah.
these two ladies are Chinese, and this it was like if you saw the way this lady was choked, but the fight still continued because the buzzer went and they allowed her it gave her time to recover.
Oh, right. Okay. That's nice.
Yeah,
I'd be like, do you know what? I think I'm all right.
exactly.
I'll just get my stuff.
Yeah. And then there was the last fight of the night. The thing is, these fights happened after that Max Holloway fight, which I think everyone would have been done after that. I don't know how
Yeah, could
anyone,
have just let it go. Yeah.
I can imagine people after seeing that fight and all the energy just like being sucked out of the room. I can imagine people falling asleep after that because there's no way you could keep that excitement.
That level. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But then the last fight was that guy, like I said last week, was Alex Pereira versus a guy called Jamal Hill. And the fight was only 1 round. Jamal Hill was coming back from an injury and he was supposed to be 12 months out because he ripped his Achilles tendon.
Oh, nasty. My dad did that.
Yeah,
Well,
but he was
snapped it.
back.
Didn't just rip it.
Yeah,
Snapped the bad boy.
yeah. But he was back after 8 months and he's back in the ring with an absolute Brazilian killer, like I told you about last week.
Oh, really?
And the uppercut that knocked him out, like it didn't even connect that well. But this guy's got so much power in his Brazilian
Mm.
hands, in his Thanos hand, just literally snapped him out of existence.
Infinity Club.
And if that was a good fight, but because of what happened beforehand, it's just like nothing else mattered. All I could, all everyone, I'm sure everyone around the world, all they could think about was this Max Holloway knockout, and like you've never seen anything like it. Not with 2 seconds left on the clock.
How many views do you reckon that has got? Not the whole fight, but
Yeah,
how
that
many times I wonder? Millions, I reckon people will have
I
watched it.
think everyone would have told their friends. The clip would have went up. I'm guessing it would have been. I'm thinking that will get close to at some time at the end of next week, maybe 700 million views. I'm telling you, it was just one of the best knockout of all time. Between boxing, MMA, you name it, you couldn't
And he was
write that.
fine, like he came around and
Yeah,
stuff.
he came round. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Although he did break his nose in the first round, and he still fought for another 24 minutes. That just
He's
shows how
like
much of a badass
pretty
Justin Gaethje
broken. It's
is.
already broken. Like, what else could he do to
Yeah.
it?
Some people might say that he lost and he's a loser and all that, but there's no many people around this world who could get their nose broken after 5 minutes and then still continue to fight for another 20.
Yeah, not at the level that they're doing.
No, no way. And he's still always dangerous throughout that fight. So yeah, to me, UFC 300 was just
It was a good one.
outstanding. Outstanding. That Max Holloway fight just made the event.
Nice.
All right. So let's move on to screenshots.
Screenshots.
All right. So the first screenshot we have Tom Hiddleston.
Oh
So
yes.
got this screenshot from Comic Book on Instagram, and it was Tom Hiddleston says he never saw Loki as the villain in MCU films. I always saw him as a broken soul with a shattered heart. Very,
Oh. Yeah, he's not inherently bad, right?
no,
He's not. He's a
he's
cheeky chappy
yeah,
who is a bit annoyed that his brother gets all the attention.
yeah. He was the god of
He was,
mischief.
yeah. He was exactly, and I think that was perfect. He did love his family.
Yeah,
I
he
think
did. Yeah,
he just had that streak of,
like he wanted,
though he was brought up there, he just didn't feel like he belonged fully ever.
yeah, he wanted the power. He wanted the adulation that Thor got.
Yeah. And that's not Thor's fault, which and I think Thor's always forgiven him
Yeah.
mostly.
Because
And always gone back
they're
to
all
help
both
him.
still been quite childish, haven't they? So
Yeah. Like silly brothers, like
yeah,
squabbling, but always there for each other. And in the deepest of times, you know that Loki would save Thor, and you know that Thor would save Loki.
yeah, and then like brothers or people who are like that, they always give the other one a chance because they know there's still something
Yeah.
potentially like good about them. And like MCU did a good, the MCU did a good job of they've done it with a few bad guys, but they make you feel where they're coming from.
Yeah, yeah. And I think most people would say that Loki wasn't a baddie.
Yeah,
He would cause trouble for the definite goodies,
yeah,
trying to get whatever the Avengers were after and changing, shape and disappearing and all that sort of stuff. But he just wanted the power. He wouldn't ever have done it to be horrible to good people.
yeah.
I still think even if he got all of the power he wanted, he would have only been bad to bad people.
Because he still wanted to be idolized. So no matter what he did,
Exactly. Yeah.
no matter what he did, he still wanted people to love him for what he did.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't just be a villain just for the sake of I just want to destroy everything.
Yeah. He wanted
Because
he
if you
wanted
destroy
the
everything,
other
there's no
side.
one who's
Yeah.
going to care about you.
And it was
So
funny.
yeah, I definitely think because obviously him, I'd say Killmonger, I'd say even Baron Zemo. Those bad guys are sort of the cream of the crop of the MCU because they, like I said, they made you feel something for that person.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was cheeky and funny and silly, and people like that. They like that type of character because often the other ones are a lot more serious, and
Yeah.
especially Captain America. You're like, come on, mate. At least like Iron Man has a joke every so often, but
Yeah. And
not
then
much
obviously
about
the
it.
Loki season one, they made him into definitely more of an anti-hero. And then Loki season two, definitely a hero, definitely a unsung hero.
Oh, okay. So I think I've only done season one, and that was quite recently. I was a bit late to the game, but my mum
Okay.
and sister really liked Loki
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
Yeah. So Loki season two, last few episodes, definitely an unsung hero. You'd like to see him potentially pop up in some Easter eggs going forward. They
Yeah.
don't bring him back at all, but from where he is now, definitely they ended his story very well.
Nice.
All right, next screenshot. We have Pamela Anderson is starring opposite Liam Neeson in the Naked Gun reboot. Now, good to see Pamela back. Obviously, I've seen her on some social medias. You know, she obviously looks a lot older now.
She is.
She's older now, but I don't know how I feel about a reboot of
No, me
Gun.
neither.
Like, I was going over my mind, like, where have I seen Liam Neeson be like just outright funny?
I
And
know.
I can't think.
I think timing wise, I think he'll be fine. I do think I'm sure he's been on SNL, Saturday
Yeah,
Night Live or something where he's taken the Mickey out of, I will find you character. And I think his timing will be okay. But that type of comedy it almost doesn't fit now.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
You can watch the old one and still find it amusing,
yeah,
but because it's old,
yeah.
like I
Things you could
just
get,
don't think it would work now.
things you could get away with back then. There was not a chance you could do now.
No, but it was so funny.
Yeah,
But again, it already exists. Why are you remaking it? The old one still exists.
yeah. Just
Come on.
just make something new. Like just put
Honestly.
something else in there because like I think the last time I could see him, I think I saw him sort of be reasonably funny, but I didn't laugh out loud. But it was like in Ted. He was in Ted, and he
Okay.
was like, and
The
he's doing a
series or the movie?
uh
Movie?
the movie. I haven't seen the series
Okay.
yet, but apparently the series was really funny.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
haven't done
the
either.
movie, he's like he's having an interaction with Ted about he's trying to buy some product that's meant for kids, supposed to be for kids, and he's like, "Well, you do, he's trying to say, well, you do realize I'm not a kid, so is it still okay for me to buy this?"
Yeah.
It was like, and it was just like it was okay. It wasn't. It didn't make me like. It didn't give me
Okay.
the proper belly laughs that you got from like other parts in Ted.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the end of the day, all you can do is like give it a chance when it comes out. But right now, off the top of my head, again, it's a reboot that I don't think we need.
I'm not here for it, mate. Yeah, I'm not.
Especially stop bringing out things that were great in a climate like what we have today.
Oh, they were just untouchable because
Yeah,
they're so perfect for the time.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
leave it alone, I
yeah.
say.
Even when you had like things like Aeroplane and Naked Gun and
Again,
all those
also
different things,
brilliant.
like just again jokes or like certain parts of nudity and things like that and sexual innuendos, you just
Oh,
can't
the
get away.
innuendos are amazing.
Yeah, you cannot get away with at all.
No, just leave it. It was
Yeah,
so good. Just go and watch the original.
yeah. So it is a shame. And
Yeah,
obviously, speaking of one of the legends from Naked Gun, I don't know if I can mention him. I'll probably get banned for this, but obviously OJ Simpson recently died.
he did. Yeah.
But he was good in it. Obviously, whatever he done in the rest of his life wasn't great.
Yeah.
Or he
Didn't
was
they push
accused.
him down the stairs or something?
Yeah,
Wasn't he already in a wheelchair and they pushed him down the
yeah.
stairs?
He may have done many things, but in those films, he was great. He had good acting, timing, and so forth. And so you can't speak ill of the dead. Rest in peace, obviously OJ. But
I mean, some people will.
of course. But he
Yeah,
he made those
we'll
names.
leave that to other people.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, um, ticket for animated times. Grant Gustin says he talked to James Gunn about the DCU. We've never talked about Flash. We've talked just like, I'm a huge Superman fan. I've always been a Superman fan since I was a kid. So I just really excited about the movie. So it's a new movie of Superman's coming out soon. Well, probably I think it's
Um,
2026 potentially.
excuse me, Grant, you will and can never be Superman. Just
Yeah, yeah,
putting
yeah.
it out there.
Hopefully James Gunn did say that to him. But I'm hoping with the DCU, I don't put too much faith in it at this point.
Is there a skinny superhero or
Well,
baddie that's
he
Superman?
already played like elongated man. Well, elongated man was already in like
Yeah.
the Flash series. But
Yes.
I was thinking many people have said like, could he just take over the Flash role in the
I
movie?
wouldn't mind that. I didn't mind him in the series. The series just went on too long.
Yeah,
Like it was just they should have almost had more characters within like the family unit
yeah,
because it ended up being like a soap opera, right? And
yeah.
again, I don't really care for that. Whereas Arrow, I thought maybe again until the last season, there
Arrow
was
up
just a
until
bit more
season
going on.
Arrow
He's
up until season 4 was fantastic.
Yes, yeah. And I was interested, and they brought in loads of, other characters that made it better, whereas
Yeah,
it always just kept coming back to blooming Flash's family and
yeah,
Iris and
and
ugh.
Iris and Felicity. I couldn't stand two of them at all.
Yeah, a bit annoying. So, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind him playing the Flash because we've already seen him, so we know that it fits. But
yeah. So he could be like another universe. They could bring him in from a universe. He becomes the Flash. Hopefully, you get a different Iris, not the one that not even the one that Ezra Miller had. Just a different Iris,
yeah,
and just like hopefully, just I think it'd work. I think he'd make a good Flash, especially with giving him like a decent suit as well.
yeah, yeah. And because I think he needs to have the slightly less. I liked Ezra as Flash, right? I didn't
Yeah,
mind him, but he definitely had this sort of not comedic, but almost shy, like super embarrassing, like
yeah.
awkwardness about his character that you didn't see in the Grant Gustin version. And
No,
so,
because in the Grant Gustin version, they showed a lot more of his science. They showed him being
yeah,
a lot more clever,
I think they should go that way and not
working things
just,
out.
yeah,
He's got the right build. He's got some comedic timing, which you actually need for the Flash.
he's been in and around it. So it'll almost,
Yeah, and I think it would
yeah,
make
I don't mind it.
I think a lot of fans would be quite happy seeing him in that role.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully James Gunn isn't considering him being like a variant of Superman because be like Superman, the vegan version.
I
But
know, could you imagine? I was like, Grant, come on.
yeah,
No, mate.
yeah, but definitely, hopefully that conversation was, I want to be the Flash. Maybe give me a
In
cameo.
Superman. I
Yeah,
love
maybe
Superman. Can I be
give me
Flash and Superman?
yeah, maybe give me a cameo in Superman or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because we love the Justice League.
Yeah,
Of course we
and
do love
hopefully, if
yeah.
they do bring Justice League back, you obviously have. I'm guessing, obviously, I think that I'd like to see Cyborg was cool. I'd like to see Cyborg come back, but also like to see
Yeah.
the Martian Manhunter.
He ended up next level tech,
Yeah,
right? Which is exactly what you want. Like the point is that they're experts in their own thing,
yeah.
and so it should be like, oh my God, that suit is incredible.
So
um,
it would be good to see. So hopefully that conversation leads to him potentially becoming the Flash, because I can't think of many other actors I'd want to see in that role. And it's obviously where I've used to seeing him in there he was the Flash for like almost 10 years.
yeah. And I think he can be serious enough. I
Yeah,
don't know if Flash is a comedy character in the comics. I never
he
like
is.
read
Yeah, he has
any
some comedic
comics.
timing. He's very personable with his villains. So I think, with his experience in it, and I just think he does have that personality for it.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it there today. Thank you everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoy the episode. Remember to follow us on all social platforms, so Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Sorry, I meant X,
Oh yeah. I'm
and
not even on that one.
TikTok, and so forth. Follow us on YouTube, and the video will be uploaded on Spotify as well. So if you come over to have your YouTube open, we'll be on Spotify. Stick your headphones in while you're at work and listen to the episode.
Or running home from work, which my lovely friend Rosie did tonight, and
Ah,
she listened to our last episode. So
fantastic.
shout
Hopefully she'll
out.
give us a nice review, a 5-star review.
Oh, hopefully.
Gives us a like or hits the notification bell on YouTube. All right, everyone. I've been Clinton.
And I'm Debbie.
Thank you for joining us once again. Everyone be good. And if you can't be good, be the best at being bad, like Denzel.
Oh my God. The cool is bad. You will never be as cool.
All right, everyone, take care. Bye bye.